Right. So Studio 54, it's got a great cast. Obviously, from the time, sort of going back to 1998, feels like a really long time ago. 18 years now, and still around the time Austin Power movies were being made, and obviously two of Austin Power cast members are here. So we got obviously Basil from that movie, Michael York, I believe he's called, and obviously Mike Myers, who was Austin Powers. So you know he plays Steve, and Steve's great in this movie. He can be kind of a prick, but he plays it really well. And you have Nev Campbell from Scream, and you have like another guy who was in Scream, and then you have Ryan Phillippe, who I love so much, and it's just like you got Salma Hayek, and like all these great old stars who've been around for so long, and they're all in this movie, and I really like that. It's kind of like the thing with Mars Attacks, where you had Tim Burton was putting in a bunch of great actors from that time, and you know that it didn't really happen ever again. I think in that sort of thing of going back um, all that time to when that movie was made, like watching it now, and you see all those great actors in it, and you think, wow, it would never happen again like that, ever again. Um, the the thing with this movie is it's all about a club. Apparently, it's based on a true story, which I didn't really know until the end of the movie. So I thought, obviously it's a fictitious thing. It's not real. But no, apparently this did actually happen. So you have that going on. There's all these interesting sort of plot threads going on throughout the movie, and it very much has sort of like this sort of happens and then this happens later. It's not sort of that thing where there's so many things going on that it gets kind of annoying and you don't really understand why there's so many things going on at the same time. Like I actually could kind of see some things coming and kind of didn't see some other things coming, but then it's got this thing at the center of it again, Ryan Philippe, which is fantastic. And I think what's so great about Ryan Philippe is that he doesn't seem really nervous or scared to do anything. He can do a sex scene. He can sort of do something like there's a scene in this movie where the club basically is sort of anything goes. If a man are gay, or if they're lesbians, or if it's just like a man and a woman, or vice versa. So there's this whole thing where they have to take their tops off, and there's sort of this little thing, where some guy sort of smiles and goes, oh, and gets quite interested in that. And then there's sort of the thing where they pratfall around because they're obviously all of them all had to have their tops off, and I I sort of like that there's sort of a challenge that the actor has to do for the scene, and it's not like forced or anything. You sort of knew that they had to do it, and then they do it really well. And I like also like sort of side characters. Like there's a really good sort of chemistry, I would say, with Mike Myers, Steve's character, and the accountant, and then that's great, And there's like an argument near the end of the movie, which is a really good scene because I don't know how many takes it must have taken, but they really nailed it on that certain take, and it just I don't know, it's not a great movie. I think it's like Antitrust. It's a pretty decent movie. You can kind of see something coming along, like the thing where they're obviously putting loads of money and giving the money to Anthony. I won't really go into spoilers, but you knew like they would do something bad with that. So that obviously has implications that something could go wrong. Um, but I think there's so many interesting ideas in it, and it's not that thing where obviously there's interesting ideas and then it just kind of falls flat. But it's really a beautiful movie to look at. I mean, even watching it on a DVD, there is a Blu-ray release, which I'm sure would even look even more beautiful in high definition. But the point is that there's so many colors, and like the club looks really cool. and there's just this thing that it's all run by Steve, and Steve owns the place, and he won't let certain people sort of in. He only likes sort of pretty people to come in, but he sort of has a definition that some people look quite pretty, but then he won't let certain person who's not up to snuff to sort of come in, or he'll just be a bit of an arrogant, prick at times, and forget who's supposed to be on the list, and then take them off, rip them off, or cross them out, whatever. And he does a very sort of different accent in this movie, sort of like quite sort of New Jersey kind of come over, the from the other side to New York, and there's all this interesting stuff about Ryan Phillippe is fed up of being in New Jersey, and he captures that New Jersey accent so well, and embodies this feeling of wanting something else, and he's trying to break off from it, and he's getting all this stuff like cars. Well, I think one car, but he does get obviously invitations to ride in lots of cars, and there's that thing that he just got everything. Like a kid at the candy store, which I know has been used lots of times, but that basically is the thing of this movie, that if you get into something you like, it gives you that sort of thing that, oh, well, there's all this stuff, but obviously other things come into it too. And I like the dynamic with Salma Hayek and the sort of screen co-star. I don't really know what his name is, but I do recognize him. And there's sort of some little awkward scenes between her and Ryan Phillippe. Ryan Phillippe feels quite attracted to her, but she doesn't really want to have that. She just wants to be friends and stuff like that. But I think overall it's a decent movie, and it's very enjoyable, and really goes straight ahead with the pace. Like everything connects, and it's quite fast, and then it's over quite quickly, and then you sort of like, it all came to me, and I got it, and I like it. But obviously, there's that thing where I go like that, go back, because some people kind of get put off by that if the film is too fast paced and everything kind of connecting and clocking in, and doing everything it should do. But obviously, at a pace that is quite fast paced, so maybe it's too much. But I think it did it so well. It's a bit like my one and only, that Logan Lull movie, which is great. I think that's actually a better film. But in terms of comparison, they come together because that also is fast paced, and everything comes together in that movie, and it's done really well. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a good movie. I think there's a lot of really good things in it. Um, but yeah, it's decent. I'd recommend it. I'd say it's a good movie, and Ryan Phillippe's always fantastic. So alone for that, you should definitely watch it.